Hey y'all, it's Indigo here, coming at you with round 3, the championship round of the 3 vs 3 Grand Arena. This is season 14, I believe. Let me show you what my opponent put up for his defense. It's going to be a little bit different. Hopefully I can avoid some spoilers till we get to the end. I can say it was pretty interesting. Let me show you what he put up top for his defense. He's got, up in his north section, he's got his Darth Revan with Malak. He's got his Grievous team, and then he's got a Bosk Bounty Hunter team. Now down south, out front, he's got his Karth. He's got some Night Sisters down there, and he's got a Scoundrel team with L3 and Vandor. So we're going to start with the south. This is a good way to take out Night Sisters as long as there's not a Mother Talzin in there. I've found this team to be reliable now for a few run-throughs. A few times I was able to test it. Works really good because you have Scion left over. You don't use him in your Jedi Rev encounter. If you're saving Traya and Nihilus, you want to put Thrawn in his place. So he's left over, and he makes a great complement to EP and Vader to go on this three-man team. He's got a lot of power once he gets that Held by Hatred off. So you want to work on doing what damage you can. If you can get Asajj or even Acolyte, I guess, to die by dots at the beginning of their turn, that's the best way, because then zombie won't revive for them and makes the run go much easier. But if you can't, you just got to kill zombie until his taunt's gone, and then you can focus on Asajj or Acolyte if you can get Acolyte out of stealth. Right there you can see Acolyte just shot and went right back into stealth. Zombie's taunting again, and Asajj is at like half health, but nothing you can do with that taunt up all the time. And there she just went and healed back up. If you can get Shock on there, that helps quite a bit to control the taunt and control some of the healing. And so that's what we're trying to do, is get some dots on the team, but it didn't really work that way. But there went Asajj, was able to get her down. Now I'm just working on Acolyte whenever Scion's AoE comes around. That's the best way to get to Acolyte, and most times that'll do it. Once the Held by Hatred goes off and it seems like he's, a bit stronger, then that AoE will just one-shot Acolyte from full health. So you just got to keep focusing on zombie, because we can't get around his the zombie taunt in time. There's Acolyte, able to go ahead and get an attack in, thankfully. Now just zombie, plenty of time left on the clock. Able to, put some work in, and then this culling blade to the face will finish the deal. So good enough, 51 banners for that team. Now we'll take on his Scoundrel team. Wasn't really too sure what to use. A lot of times I want to use CLS, but wanted to hold that in reserve to try to counter his Darth Revan Malak team. So went ahead and used Jedi Revan here. Works really well, obviously. If you can get a hold of, if you can start dogpiling on Vandor Chewie, and he's not able to get his prepared, you don't have to worry about him reviving young Lando in L3. So we just want to get him out of there, and he makes the run a lot less stressful once he's out of there. Now we just got young Lando and L3 to worry about. L3 can be a pain, but the Revan team does enough damage, plenty of damage, that it's not going to be an issue. There goes Lando. Now we just start knocking on L3 just as much as we can. And Revan team is, like I said, is plenty powerful. So there we go. Didn't have a struggle with that one. Done. 54 banners. In the next round, and this, I don't know, I was debating using this here. My Bastilla team with Ezra and then Hermit Yoda works really good for Karth, but I wasn't sure because I like to use it after CLS to clean up a Darth Malak team. And so I wasn't sure if my opponent would be able to clear my Revan and Malak, but I was worried that he would at least have a good shot at it because I was busy doing the Padme event and I forgot to put mods on my Malak. So for this whole Grand Arena, my Malak has been modless, but nobody's attacked him, so didn't really worry about it. But in this match, my opponent is pretty good, got plenty of good characters, all decently modded, and so I was, I figured, well, I might lose this one because he's got a pretty fast Darth Revan Malak team too. And I'm betting his will have mods where they need to be, and mine was stripped. So just put it there for show because what else am I going to do with him? And I was thinking about saving Bastilla to cover his Malak, that team. And I ended up using it on the Karth team. And I was like, well, if it comes to that, I'll figure something else out. So here's the back zone. He's got First Order and he's got a Rex Wampa team back there. I wanted to go ahead and clear that. That way at least I cleared half his map pretty well. Not the best in efficiency, but good enough. Because I know what I had in the bottom of my map. And I figured he would struggle with that. So here we go against his First Order. I got JTR. And that's a pretty standard counter to this team. Really easy once you ability block crew. That way you can't use his specials and get that 2-turn stun off on you. Then you just work on the, the two sides of, what was it? Stormtrooper, I think he had. Kill him. You got crew and Xylo. They're no big threat as long as you don't let him get that 2-turn stun off. If he does get that off and gets it off on BB-8 or something, then you're going to be in trouble. Once he's stunned and you can get that healing immunity from Rey's special move on, then it's time to just go to work. You just keep dogpiling on and piling on and using that to your advantage. That healing immunity really puts a stop to his leader ability where he can gain back the protection and health. Makes the run go so much easier. So here we go, lay down some more healing immunity, put some burning down. Illuminated Destiny going off. And here we go. So he's red barred. Now he's gone. Now it's just Xylo to worry about. Once we can get him stunned. See, he got stunned. This is the good thing with R2 is you have so much control with the stuns and being able to stealth your team so they can hit who you choose, which usually that's BB-8. So it's really nice having him in there. A lot of control. You can see stun Xylo again so he doesn't get to move. Meanwhile, he's in the yellow. And I'm just trying to see if I can get Illuminated Destiny to come back around. Pick up those last couple banners just in case. But there's no way I could do that. So had to settle for 52. Good enough for that one. Now we got his Rex Wampa team. So for this one, I figured why not? I'll go ahead and use this. I'm no expert on Night Sisters, but I'm starting to, try them out and see what they could do. And I had these left over, so figured might as well use them. Got MT lead with Daka and Spirit. Figured Spirit would help with being able to stun because that's huge. And then Daka can stun too, so that's nice. And the fact that she can revive and the Zeta on MT lead where she can revive. Figured, well, that might be helpful. I don't have to burn something super good to get through this team. And you know how squishy Rex is, so got him killed off. Now it's just Wampa and the Sith Trooper for the tank. And Wampa's stunned right there, so don't have to really worry about him if I can keep keeping him stunned. You know, I figured so much the better. I lost Daka early, but the good thing about MT lead is they come back and help you hit, and then if you can kill something, they stay back. So it's kind of annoying when you fight against it, but when they're on your team, that's kind of nice. So I was able to bring Daka back at the end, you know, get an extra point for everybody being alive. So cleared out his south. Now I figured I'll go ahead and clear out at least the other two that are not Darth Revan squads, because that's the most he'd be able to clear on me if he didn't clear my Darth Revan. So for his boss team, that's pretty easy. I'm using the crew first order. Pretty standard counter. I like to use first order Stormtrooper and then Executioner. Executioner is all the one doing the good damage, and then Stormtrooper is just there to help with the taunt and help with the healing. The fact that he can put up buffs like the defense up and give advantage, and then whenever you do that, he can also call assists sometimes. So sometimes he'll call Executioner and, you know, right when you need it, get a nice, decent hit. But I like him because of the heals. He really helps you get back to full health, full protection a lot of the time. So that's who I got here. Working on his boss, he was able to get the taunt off. So since he did that, it's a little more frustrating. But once that taunt's off, you got to ignore Boba and of course ignore Dengar and just go balls out toward Bosk. Hard as you can. You just want to keep using your specials, keep making every hit count. You know, if you've got him stunned, use that third move on crew that hits a little bit harder if they're stunned. Do everything you can to knock him down and get him out of the way. So I was able to do that there. They got the contract off, but with Bosk out of the way, it's quite a bit easier. You can see I already got rid of Bounty Hunter's Resolve. So Boba's not a threat. He's gone there. Now I got Dengar. I'm just working on him. Keep doing your big moves. Just keep trying to do some good damage toward him. When that stun comes back around, I use that. Makes it go quite a bit easier because now I don't have to worry about his dumb bombs going off. Was able to get 53 banners out of that, so I'll take it. And then his Grievous team, check this out. I wanted to use something a little bit different because I didn't want to burn anything too good. I wanted to save it for that Darth Revan Malak team. So I used Rex, Wampa, and then Xylo. And actually worked out pretty good because, you know, Rex and Wampa go together, obviously. The Daze is nice. The fact that he can put Tenacity up on there and his lead ability gives some turn meter, that's good. But Xylo has healing immunity and he can also stun. And I mean, his AoE is nice when you can get to somebody, you know, somebody if they're stealth or Grievous marks or whatever. I don't know what all Grievous does. But yeah, Grievous will mark like a side droid and you can't attack him. But Xylo's AoE is pretty nice. And like I said, the fact that he can stun is good too. And he's pretty tanky. So he was able to stall long enough, get the job done so that Wampa could power up a little bit. And now it's Grievous and Wampa going at it. And boom, Wampa gets the job done. Only 47 banners for that one, but you know, you gotta use what you gotta use. Can't go burning all your good stuff if you're gonna try and tackle the best team in the game. So the strategy to get rid of this team, and I just put up a video on it, send in some junk to burn off the specials. Okay? You want them each to go once, and then ideally Darth Revan should go again and burn off his ball lightning. Then you want to go ahead and send in your CLS team. CLS, Han, and Chewie. I think I got to work on their mods a bit. Make sure they can do max damage. Because they're only going to be alive for a little bit. They need to be able to take out Darkseid Bastilla or you're not going to have a chance. So here we go. It starts up. You just want to go balls out towards Darkseid Bastilla. hit her as hard as you can, try to capitalize on the assist. But it does matter. Like, there's a huge RNG component, because if they get feared or stunned or anything like that, it's going to be game, because you need Chewie to be able to assist, and you need Han to be able to go, and you need counters. So I was able to kill Darkside Bastilla, but after that, you see my team's falling like dominoes. There's really nothing I can do there. So that was a weakened Darth Revan a little bit. If you'll see the video I just put out, ideally you want to use Bastilla as a third team to mop up this. I didn't have that, so I went in with the next best team that I had, which they really don't do a good job. And you've seen how powerful Traya and Nihilus and Thrawn, all three of these are powerful characters. But in this matchup, they just can't get it done, because they rely on time to power up and drain cooldowns and get Nihilus Annihilate off. You can see they just don't, they can't tank it out. So, not very good. It was very, very frustrating. I threw a bunch of stuff at it. Did what I could. Had a General Kenobi team, Anakin, Ahsoka, no Zetas on that. But I figured that would be kind of my next strongest team. And they were able to at least kill off Darth Revan. Once you kill him off, if you can't kill Malak off that go-around, then at least the next round, there won't be a lead ability to help power up Malak. So he'll be a little bit easier. But then you're out another team. So I didn't want to show all my battles and everything, because it took forever. And with it being Mother's Day right now, I didn't have a lot of time that I could sit down and just record everything. So a lot of them were kind of pocket battles, if you know what I mean. You just start your best team, hit auto, and put it back in your pocket, and hope that it works. Check on it later. And so I had to do some of those, because we're busy with the family and everything today. But I was able to clear his team. Woke up this morning, and he had cleared mine, no problem. He struggled on quite a few teams. He went multiple battles on. And I was finally able to clear his. Took like 8 battles. I threw a bunch of good stuff at it. In the end, it was something like Sidious lead with Dooku and Sith Assassin. And I just shocked the hell out of him and stunned him. And that's what got me through. So let me show you guys what he had behind there. In his back zone, he just had a Jin Chase team, some leftover First Order, and then he had a GK Zeris team. So I tried to see what I got left that can make some headway there. Had some Imp Troopers. Since he had First Order officer in there, I figured maybe they'd be able to take him out and get the turn meter train rolling and be able to, get me some points for this team. Because at this moment, he's ahead. He's got the points, and I don't. He was stuck on my back 2 teams in my south, and he hadn't cleared them. So I pull ahead 1924 to his 1919, and I'm feeling pretty good. It's like, I've got 2 teams left that he needs to clear to win, and he's got 2 teams left, and I've got a bunch of junk, I don't think I have anything with synergy, really, that I could use. But here's where, takes a turn for the worse. He does clear both of my teams, which is amazing, because he had spun up my Bosk and Nest team. He spun that one up, and then he was able to clear it in his next shot. And he had already taken a couple turns on that, that tank team you saw there. And he's taken a couple battles on other teams, so I was amazed he could clear that. That was his GK Zeris team. Went like 11 battles. And that's everything I have with any kind of synergy and mods. So he got me this round, but it was kind of expected, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys something. I don't normally do this because I don't like to just give away my different strategies, but I'm going to show you my defensive teams because he struggled against some of these. So they might turn out to be good team comps to use in the future for 3v3. So here we go. Let's start with my North 1 zone. I put my Darth Revan Malak. I got General Grievous with HK and B2. And then I put Embo lead. And you can see he struggled on all of those. They all took 2 battles. So Embo lead turned out to be pretty nice. And I don't have the Zeta on that, but I have his unique where he can't be crit. So maybe that did it. I don't know, but they counterattack. So I figured that'd be a good way to take some points off the board. Normally, me and my opponents just one-shot everything. So it's good to see some defensive teams get some holds. Here's my next section. Got the N2, I just put junk because normally they don't get through my Darth Revan. I got some Chirpa Ewoks there. I put a SWGOH team. He's got the Zeta with Sith Trooper and then Sith Marauder. None of those got any holds. And then just my junky leftover Ewoks with Tebow lead. I didn't want to use them on offense, so might as well throw them on defense that they might not get to. Here's my next zone. This was the front in the south. I put my Asajj-led Night Sisters. I got my Karth team. And then I split him off from Mission and Zalbar and put Jango lead in there. Was hoping that that would get a hold, but he wasn't fooled by that. That didn't work, so he one-shot that. But it was in the back zone here coming up that he really did struggle on, which was nice. So these might be teams that I'll include in the future. This is my S2, my back south zone. I got Stormtrooper Han with Vandor and L3. He was able to get that down in 2. And then my Bosk, Dengar, and the Nest. He went once on that and he spun it up, but he was able to kill it the next time, no problem. So that's my defense. Hopefully you guys learned something. We'll see you in the next round. Shout out to my buddy Mikayas. He runs a modding service. He'll go through, make sure you got the right squad compositions and the right mods on the right characters. Give your account a real nice tune-up. I'll put the link to his Discord in my description. Go ahead and check him out. Tell him Indigo sent you. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.